All right, what's up, friends? This is your friendly or maybe not so friendly reminder that one of the most important things you can do right now for your personal brand, for your business brand, or for both is to share video content on a regular basis. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, man, you're always telling me to do video content, I want to ask you, are you doing it? Because if you are, you're likely seeing the results, or you've already seen the results of what it can do for you. And whether or not you've done it and have seen results, I doubt that you're doing it consistently. So I'm going to share a few stories with you that'll help illustrate and kind of drive this point home. Some people that are doing video and really doing a good job at it as far as being consistent. And I want to encourage you, by the end of this video, I want to get you excited. I want to get you pumped up to get out there and get after it and be consistent, because you know that it's going to pay off and it's going to help you to impact more people. Now, I get it. You might be busy right now. You might be flooded with business right now. You might not have time to do video right now, rather. But we know, you know as well as I do, that things don't always go as planned, and you might not always be this busy, right? So the point of sharing video content is to become 5 mile famous, to get people within your 5 mile or 10 mile or 50 mile radius to know who you are. You are building your brand. You are building your brand. You're building yourself up as a trusted problem solver, a trusted authority, a trusted advisor to your market. So when someone does need your services, or when someone hears of someone who needs your services, you're going to be top of mind. That's the goal, is to be a top of mind person or company in your market or markets. We don't know when any given person in our market is going to need our services. We don't know how they're making their decision, when they're ready to pull the trigger, when they're ready to get an estimate, inspection, quote, whatever that is. So we need to be out there consistently to make sure that we are top of mind, whether it's in a Facebook group, whether it's word of mouth, whether it's just someone who's like, all right, well, I don't need a roof right now, but I know when I do, I'm going to call those guys because I see them all over the place. They're in my neighborhood. I see video testimonials. I see reviews, and I trust them. So I'm going to give them a call when I do need that service. All right. So that's what it's all about. It's all about planting those seeds so that you're ensuring that you have a positive future. And the reality is that business goes up and down. The economy goes up and down, right? So things aren't always going to be at the peak. Now, what you're doing with building a brand is you're building some level of security in your business. If you don't have a brand, then you're fragile. When things go wrong, things go sideways, whatever happens, the market softens up, you're fragile, you're vulnerable, you're at risk. But when you build that brand, and one of the fastest and best and most effective ways to do that is with video content, you build some anti-fragility into your business. You're building an asset into your business or your personal brand. So this stuff is important. Again, whether you're busy now or not, do this stuff now. The point of video content is not necessarily to get the phone ringing today. That might happen, but chances are it's not going to happen. It's about what you're doing now that's going to pay off 30, 60, 90, 120, 180, 365 days into the future. And the good news is you don't have to be fancy with this. You don't need a fancy video camera like the one I'm using, right? You can use your smartphone like we all have. We all have a marketing machine in our pockets at all times. Chances are you're watching this on your marketing machine right now. That's all you've got to do. It's not about fancy. It's about being consistent. It's about being real and being authentic, right? You shouldn't have to try to be authentic. You should just be yourself, and that's authentic, right? That's what people like. Video is going to build trust. Most of communication is nonverbal. It's the tonality in our voice. It's our body language. It's our hand motions. It's the way that we emphasize different points, the pauses that we make. And you don't have to be perfect with that. Again, just be natural. So video is a way to cut through that noise and to stand out and to establish yourself as someone real. People do business with people. So stop hiding behind your logo. Stop hiding behind your stupid stock photos and show what you're doing. Show your team. Show your projects. I have other videos on our channel, on our podcast that talk about what type of video content to put out there. But now I want to tell a couple stories to kind of drive this point home. Yesterday, I was being interviewed on a podcast. The gentleman's name is Jack. Jack's in the roofing industry. We hop on his podcast. The first thing he says to me is, he's like, I got to thank you. He says, 2 years ago, I was on your podcast. Jack was on my podcast. And I guess I told him to do video. And he's asking about, how to get out there and break into social media. And I'm like, dude, just do video based on your, what you're already doing. Like, you're already on these commercial roofing projects and these buildings and whatnot. Like, share, get on camera and just show people, what you're doing. Tell a little bit of story about that project. I don't even remember telling him that. I'm not surprised because I tell everyone that, including you right now. But he actually took action on it. That's over 2 years ago. And he told me yesterday on the podcast, his brand exploded, his business exploded. He actually started his own business about a year ago. He's got 700 customers already in under a year, and he's killing it. And he said, one of the biggest catalysts was him starting to do video. I'm not taking credit for that. He gets all the credit because you know what he did? He went out in his backyard and he started doing videos. He went up on roofs and he started doing videos, and he trusted the process. He stuck with it. And now he's got a nationally recognized brand. He works in 28 states right now and a booming business, in part because of video. Yes, of course, they do great work. You have to have that, not just all, the show of the video. So that's Jack's story. My buddy Luan, Deck Bros in Omaha, Nebraska, owns a deck building company. Started about a year ago. Came from corporate. No construction background at all. No business starting a deck building company. I don't even know why he started it. They're killing it. Go on Deck Bros on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm sure they're on TikTok too. And you know what? Luan doesn't do anything fancy. It's videos like this, vertical videos almost every day, out on the job, showing what they're doing, showing their team, answering questions, showing off, doing videos with their clients every day. Luan has built up such a brand that he's out there trying to find crews to fulfill all the work that they have coming in. A brand new company, a year old, and they're crushing it. And all he does is get on social media every day, do those videos, 30 seconds. That's it. He's become known. They become known as a trusted company. Now, of course, they provide great work. They have an advantage where they can actually get your deck done in a few days or a couple weeks and not wait months like a lot of people are waiting right now. So you've got some good business, obviously, on the back end, but like on the front end, he's built a powerful brand coming in from outside the construction industry, no experience, taking market share from the guys that have been in business 10, 20, 30 years. That's powerful stuff, right? So a couple stories to illustrate the point. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how good looking you are. Doesn't even matter how good your English language. It doesn't matter. Just get out there and be yourself. It doesn't matter if you stutter, like you fumble over your words, like it's not perfect. No video is going to be perfect, right? Don't worry about getting it edited and all that stuff. Just pump it out. Of course you have a minimum, level of a standard that you want to adhere to. But beyond that, don't try for perfect because it's going to take you forever. You're never going to publish your content. So that's a couple stories. Now, another thing I want to mention is the concept of repurposing your content. So I mentioned Luan is out there with the vertical videos. You'll see them on Instagram. You'll see the same videos on Facebook stories. You'll see the same videos on TikTok. He's going to start putting them on YouTube as well. Don't just put them out there for one channel because you're going to have different audiences on different channels. And also you're going to be able to reach obviously a lot more people because you're tapping into different people at different times. It's going to be hard to capture all the people that follow you with just, one video a day on one platform. So you kind of got to have that omnipresence effect. But you don't have to shoot 5 different videos. Shoot one video and repurpose it on different platforms. So I was helping my buddy Tom out this week with his content, and I was just giving him like a kind of a, I dove in, gave him a 10,000 foot overview of what I see going on with his social media content because he asked me to. And I checked out his Instagram stories. He's paying someone, a video guy, to go out there and do video and edit it and post these awesome, really good Instagram stories. So those are great. Like, kudos, man. Good job. Then I go to his Facebook. It's kind of barren. I go to his YouTube. It's kind of barren. And I'm like, man, you're spending money and effort to get these Instagram stories. They only last for 24 hours and they're gone. They disappear. Like, you can't see them, right? So you're investing this time and energy and money and strategy and all this stuff. Like, repurpose that content. Put those on Facebook. Put those on your Instagram feed. Put those on YouTube so they can have an evergreen lifespan. Now, those videos on YouTube can drive brand awareness and drive traffic for you, not just for a day, not just for a week, but for years. So that's the power of repurposing your content. Our goal here for me and Contractor Dynamics is to put out 15 pieces of content a day. And that sounds crazy. And it would be if we were trying to do 15 different pieces of content, 15 different videos. But this is an example. I wrote about this earlier today on my Facebook. I put it on LinkedIn. I put it on Instagram in the written format with a graphic. I'm recording this video now, so it's now going to be on our YouTube channel. It's going to be turned into a podcast. We'll strip the audio, make it into a podcast. Kaiser, our marketing assistant, will turn it into a carousel with the different images where you can scroll through on Instagram. If you're on our email list, you'll see it pop up on one of our marketing emails in a couple weeks. So there's 10 right there, and then we'll chop it up and we'll put out some reels, couple shorter clips on YouTube Shorts. We'll make some stories out of it. There you go, 15 pieces of content from this one 15-minute video that I'm sitting down to do. Yeah, it requires a little bit of a strategy. It requires coming up with things to say. It requires a little bit of editing, having some help on that end. All those things help. I'm not doing the editing myself. That helps. But if you're out in the jobs, I got to get creative, right? I'm sitting here at a desk. I'm not out on a building or a roof right now, right? When we go to events, yeah, we always bring a video guy so we can get maximum content at those events, interacting, engaging with people, teaching, all that sort of thing, speaking from stage. But when I'm here in my studio, I've got to get creative. But you're out there as a contractor, you're out there, you're already on job sites, you're doing estimates, you're doing inspections, you're out there, doing events with your team and training and conferences and lunches and happy hours and everything like that. All you got to do is take this thing out and document what you're doing. You don't have to get that creative with it, but just be consistent, right? The thing is that anyone can do marketing when they have time. But when you get busy, right now it's May, it's busy season for, contracting. You go to Facebook pages and you see that they're barren. What happens? You get busy, you stop marketing. It's all about selling. It's all about producing. It's all about collecting money. But the companies, the people that do it consistently day in and day out, whether they see the results or not, whether they need it or not, do it now, because in September and October and November, you might be looking for more business, and you'll be happy that you did the work now in May to produce that work in November. So your action steps. Number one, believe that this is possible. Think about the brands that you buy from. Think about the things that you bought in the past 90 days, products, services. Are those things that you saw one ad and then you decided to buy? No. You saw those brands, you saw those messages over and over again, sometimes dozens of times before you pulled the trigger, before you called them, before you went on to buy, before you drove to the store. The same way that you buy is the same way your market buys. So believe that this is what you need to be doing. Number two, take action. Just do it. You're going to suck. Your videos are going to be horrible at first, right? Don't worry about it. Most people are unwilling to take action. So just by getting out there, you are going to differentiate yourself from others in your market and from your past self, right? You're going to grow every day, get 1% better every day. Number three, always provide value. If you're stuck on what to say on video, think of this one question. What do I know that my market does not know that can help them improve their situation? Maybe it's their house, their building, their health, their marriage, whatever it is that you help with. And do what I did. Just now, I talked about Tom, who I was helping with his social media game. Now I'm sharing that story in our marketing content, in this piece of content right here. So at the end of the day, think about the people that you helped. Think about the problems that you solved. Think about the inspections, the estimates that you went out on, and just tell a brief little story about those. Hey, these guys had an issue with their roof. Here's what we did. Here's what they have now. That's all you got to do. It's better than saying, hey, look at this awesome roof we did today. That's what everyone does. No one cares. But people can relate to stories of before and after, problem, the resolution, however you want to frame it. So provide value and be consistent. Just trust the process. Most people that see your content, that watch your video, they're not going to like it and comment, share it, DM you. They're not. That's just the way we behave. If you doubt me, think about this question. How many pieces of content do you see on a daily basis? Okay, just let's call it 1,000. How many pieces of content do you actually like, comment, share, send the person a DM? Maybe 5, maybe 10. We're talking about less than 1% of the content that you see, you actually engage with. Same thing with your market. Less than 1% of people who actually see your content are engaging with it. So just because you get 2 likes or, no comments or whatever, don't worry about that. Trust that 100 more, 10 times more people, 100 times more people are seeing that content and someone's getting value from it, right? Someone's locking it away in their mind. Someone's taking action on that. Just like Jack, who I shared earlier. 2 years ago, I planted that seed in his head. I had no idea. I don't think we've seen each other in a couple of years, perhaps. I didn't know he was doing it. I didn't know he'd exploded his business until we hopped on yesterday on Zoom and he told me about it. So trust that you are impacting people whether you realize it or not, all right? So I'm passionate about this, as I hope you can tell. We built a brand around it. We built an entire business around this idea of content marketing and just being out there consistently. You probably know me as Mr. Consistent, right? And a lot of companies, including a couple of the stories that I shared today, have as well. And I want you to prepare as well as you can for the future, regardless of how you're doing right now. So I want you to do that is why I want you to win. All right. Hope that little rant was valuable. Hope you got some inspiration out of that to go take action. Remember, nothing happens if you watch this or listen to this and you're just like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I should do that. Go do it now. Do it today. I challenge you. Shoot a video today and tag me in it. Let me know. I want to check it out. I'll give you some feedback. I'm a nice guy. I'm not going to beat you up. All right. Hope that was valuable. Please drop a comment, like it, subscribe it, share it with a friend, share it with a teammate, share this with your team. If you want to encourage your team to get out there and shoot more content. And let me know if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I want you to win. Talk to you soon.